Let's create this circular style chart in Excel to show something like service level or satisfaction. Type in your service level. The blank portion is 200% minus service level. Enter your levels for how you want to split the chart. Enter your target, and then blank before target is going to be target minus target line. Follow these exactly as shown. Blank after is going to be 100% minus those two, and then your half circle needs to total 100%, so make sure you add a sum there to check that. Now let's go up to insert a donut chart. We need to rotate this whole thing 270 degrees, so we're going to type that in for the angle of the first slice, click on the yellow, and let's go up to the paint bucket, no fill, because we don't want to see that. Let's change this to a light green, and we're going to go with green shades with a lighter on the left, medium, and then darker. So go ahead and I'm going to resize this down so it's easier for you to see, but we need to click on each one of those and change the color. So I'm going to find green off to the right here. You can't quite see it. And then I'm going to repeat that for this middle portion, and I'm going to go with a medium green. And then now let's close out of that and we'll resize it back. Next, we need to make sure we get rid of all of the borders on all the charts we're going to do. So let's double click on this and go down to the border section and click no line. I made a mistake on one of these charts later on where I didn't catch all of them, so make sure you catch all of them. Click on each section and make sure it says no line. Otherwise, you're going to see white lines throughout your chart. So I'm actually going to go back and change this to a slightly darker green so it stands out a little bit more. I'm going to do a more medium green. Looking good. Let's double click on this and format data series. We want this donut hole to be smaller so that the chart appears thicker. So let's change that down to like 50%, something in that range. And then we'll resize this and check it out. So now what I can do is click on the legend, press delete, chart title, and press delete. So next we need to insert a second donut chart. So again, insert chart and let's do a donut. And we need to, again, rotate the whole thing. So we're going to press 270 in here in the rotating the angle of the first slice, and then click on yellow and no fill because, again, we don't want the bottom portion. And then I'm going to click on the blue portion and do no fill, and off to the right, I'm going to click on that gray area and no fill. And the reason for this is our target line chart, so it's going to be a very tiny slice at this point because we've got 1% entered in our above numbers. If you change that percentage to thicker, it will go thicker. So then we also need to format this, and we want a no fill on the entire chart because we want this to be see-through, and then we want no border as well. So we need to format this target line, and you could double click on it and try to solid fill this, or sometimes it's a little bit tricky. So let's close out of this and try to just click on the little target line when it's that small. And we're going to go to the paint bucket, solid fill, and black. You can change that to any color you want, but black tends to stand out against the lighter green. And let's move that out of the way. So now I need to create yet another chart, the third and final. So I'm going to select my service level and insert donut chart. I also don't want a chart title here, so I'm going to delete that along with the legend. So again, we need to rotate the whole thing 270, close out of that. So now we need to actually copy paste this donut chart 3 times. So I hit no outline here, and then I'm going to click on the blue, and I'm going to press Control C, Control V, Control V. So you're actually pressing copy once and then paste twice because you need 3 layers here. So we're going to click on the outer layer and do no fill. We're going to click on the inner layer and no fill. And then we're going to click on the blue, go back up to shape format, and this one should be gray. So this is actually your service level line that's going to adjust as service level adjusts. And then on that outer gray, we wanted to do no fill because you only want to see this portion from the left. So now what I need to do is make sure that all charts are the same sizes. So I'm going with 3.76 by 5 inches, and I'm typing them in on all of them because these need to be the exact same size to be able to line up and overlay properly. So now to do this, you need to hit Control, click on each chart, and then go up to the Align menu, and we need to align left and then do it again and align top. And now the charts are in place. Now I'm going to click on the gray portion, and I'm going to change this down to 50 because I want that to appear thicker. You can adjust that as you want. And then let's go up to insert a text box in the shape menu. So draw this in, go up to the formula bar, and hit equals on service level, because this is where your service level is going to appear. You can format this and center it however you want, make it a bigger font. You could change the fill. We can change it to white text and move it in place. I'm trying to do this on mobile, and so I need to be able to make sure that this fits. We can add a bevel to it. You can do whatever you want to make it really stand out, but I need to probably condense this down a little bit so I can fit the rest of the lines. So now I'm going to go up to Insert Shape. Let's zoom in a little bit. And I'm going to draw a bunch of lines in here because these are going to be our little tick marks that go along the interior. So again, I probably made this a little bit too big. So let's move this into place, and you can just copy paste and move them into place and then paste again. And you can go up here to arrange. And again, you can't really see, but there's a rotate option there. So you can rotate 90 degrees and you can move that into place. That's going to be our up and down divider. And then you can rotate these by like 45 degrees and 135. You can type that in here. And then you've got your equally divided 5 lines here. Just have to move them in place. Now, to double check that these are exactly in place, you can go back to your service level once we zoom out here and type in the different percentages where you want these lines to fall, and then you can line it up with the gray portion. So I'm going to make just a couple of adjustments here. And again, let's try the 25%. And now I'm going to resize this down a little bit because, like I said, I'm not going to be able to fit everything here. So next, we need to come up with our percentages after we get this adjusted to be able to put in the 0 and so on all the way up to 100%. So we're going to insert more text boxes, and we're going to type in 0%. We can make that bold. You can change the font and formatting on this as well. Then we're going to move that into place, and you can just Control-C, Control-V to copy paste it. And let's do the 25%, and then we'll do one for 50%. 75%, and we're just typing these in, and then 100%. And again, you might want to adjust these a little bit so that they fit properly. Looking great. There is your circular chart. Test it out.